They'd been planning this getaway for over a year, dreaming of a relaxing beach vacation. But just 5 days after arriving, local Bahamian authorities stumbled on a brutal crime scene that turned their perfect honeymoon into a global nightmare. Ethan Carter and Sophia Bennett met at Ohio State University in Columbus. Both were students there, Ethan studying finance, Sophia in education. They crossed paths junior year through mutual friends and started dating soon after. Friends saw their relationship as solid. Ethan was the reserved, dependable type, while Sophia was warm and outgoing. After graduating in 2018, they settled in Cincinnati, getting engaged in 2021. By 2023, Ethan was running a small but thriving financial advisory firm with clients across Ohio. Sophia was in her 3rd year teaching at a local elementary school. Their wedding happened in early May 2023 in Cincinnati, surrounded by close family and friends. Everything seemed fine, no red flags in their relationship before or during the wedding. They picked Nassau, Bahamas, for their honeymoon, wanting something unique. They'd tossed around ideas like Cancun or Jamaica but chose the Bahamas for its turquoise waters, vibrant culture, and historic charm. It was a new destination for both. Ethan handled most of the travel plans, booking a boutique resort near downtown Nassau. They arrived on May 14, 2023. Hotel records show a smooth check-in, with security footage capturing them in the lobby around 3 p.m. local time, looking happy and relaxed, staff later confirmed. For the first 2 days, they hit up tourist spots like Cable Beach, Fort Charlotte, and local eateries. Sophia's Instagram posts showed them smiling, soaking in the views, food, and colorful Nassau streets. Other guests and staff noticed them at breakfast or by the pool, chatting casually and seeming close. Sophia sometimes ventured out alone to snap photos or browse markets, while Ethan stayed back, chilling at the resort or checking out local investment opportunities, a hobby of his. But there were subtle signs. On the 3rd night, a guest overheard what sounded like a heated exchange from a room, a man and woman, voices raised but not clear enough to make out words. They brushed it off as a private spat and didn't report it. On day 4, Sophia went solo on a guided walking tour of Nassau, booked through the resort. Ethan stayed behind, saying he felt under the weather. The tour lasted about 4 hours. Sophia returned around 6:30 p.m., seeming fine. That night, they dined at a nearby seafood spot. Their server noted they sat quietly at a corner table, not talking much, but nothing seemed off. Ethan paid the bill in cash, and they walked back to the resort just after 9 p.m. No disturbances were reported that night. From the outside, it looked like a typical honeymoon, time together, some solo adventures, nothing alarming. But within 24 hours, a shocking incident would pull in local police, the U.S. Embassy, and global media. On the morning of May 18, 2023, 4 days into their trip, the resort staff grew concerned when Ethan and Sophia missed breakfast, a break from their routine. When housekeeping knocked on room 204 at 10:30 a.m., no one answered. Thinking they'd gone out early, staff moved on. By 1 p.m., the resort manager called the room, no response. Concern deepened when Sophia's tour guide from the previous day stopped by, expecting to meet her for another tour they'd discussed. Staff checked the room again, this time with a master key. Inside, they found chaos, an open suitcase, clothes strewn about, the TV on but muted. The bathroom door was ajar. When a staff member pushed it open, they found Sophia Carter's body on the floor, with visible head and neck injuries. Blood stained the sink and bathtub edge. Ethan was nowhere to be found. The resort staff called Bahamian police, who arrived within 30 minutes, securing the room and clearing the floor of guests. Initial police assessments confirmed Sophia had suffered blunt force trauma. No signs of forced entry or missing valuables ruled out robbery. Security footage showed Ethan leaving the resort alone at 4:45 a.m., carrying a small backpack, dressed casually, and looking calm. He didn't return. Police searched nearby areas and transit hubs. Immigration records showed he hadn't left the country. The U.S. Embassy in Nassau was notified, and Sophia's family in Ohio was contacted that evening. As investigators processed the scene, they found evidence of a possible conflict. A partially deleted video on Sophia's phone, recorded the night before her death, showed her speaking to the camera, visibly upset. She said, "I just want to enjoy this honeymoon, but something's wrong. Ethan's been acting strange. He's not himself, and he gets mad when I ask simple questions." The video was never sent, found only in her phone's gallery. Forensic analysis of their devices revealed Sophia had texted a friend in Cincinnati on May 16, mentioning arguments about money and trust. She wrote, "I think this trip was a mistake. He's different. I don't know what's going on." Police interviewed resort guests, staff, and locals. Some guests recalled hearing noises around 3 a.m., a thud, then running water, but assumed it was minor. A Canadian guest mentioned it sounded like something dropped in the bathroom. The next day, Bahamian authorities issued a public notice naming Ethan Carter a person of interest in Sophia's death. U.S. and Bahamian news outlets picked up the story, circulating the couple's social media photos. The case exploded due to its international scope, a newlywed American woman dead in a foreign country, her husband missing. Police worked with the U.S. Embassy and Interpol to track Ethan. The case was no longer just a missing person, it was a potential homicide. Ethan Carter, a groom days earlier, was now a suspect in an international investigation. Bahamian police expanded their search, forming a task force with immigration, airport security, and local law enforcement. Surveillance footage traced Ethan's movements. He left the resort at 4:45 a.m., heading to a bus terminal by 6 a.m., where he bought a ticket to Freeport, a quieter coastal city about 2 hours from Nassau. Police canvassed Freeport, questioning hotel and hostel owners. A small guesthouse reported a man matching Ethan's description checking in under E. Clark on May 18, paying cash and claiming to be a writer seeking solitude. When police arrived on May 20, Ethan was gone, leaving behind a notebook, a charger, and some food. Locals reported seeing a man like him walking toward a hiking trail near the coast at sunrise. A national alert went out, with checkpoints at highways, bus stations, and ports. Ethan's name was added to Interpol's list. The FBI assisted, offering forensic support, while U.S. media covered the case intensely. Friends in Cincinnati spoke to police and reporters, revealing Ethan had doubts about the marriage. Texts from his cloud account, sent weeks before the wedding, read, "I'm not sure this is right. Sophia's great, but something's off." 2 days before the trip, he texted, "I keep thinking about calling it off, but I don't want to let everyone down." These messages contrasted their happy social media image, hinting at hidden tension. An autopsy confirmed Sophia died from blunt force trauma to the head and neck, with no signs of sexual assault or defensive wounds, suggesting a surprise attack. No alcohol or drugs were in her system. Sophia's family issued a statement via their attorney, "We're heartbroken. Sophia was kind, bright, and loving. We're cooperating with authorities and seek justice." Investigators found Ethan had withdrawn $5,000 in cash before the trip, more than needed for a Bahamas honeymoon. He'd also bought a backpack and camping gear, not part of their original plan. On May 23, a farmer near Freeport reported a man sleeping in an abandoned shed. After a brief chase through a wooded area, police arrested Ethan Carter. He was tired, unshaven, and dehydrated but didn't resist. He requested a U.S. Embassy representative and refused to answer questions. He was taken to Nassau and held in a secure facility as charges were prepared. The arrest made headlines. Questions swirled. Why did Ethan flee if he was innocent? Was the crime planned or impulsive? The U.S. Embassy ensured Ethan's legal representation while emphasizing Bahamian jurisdiction. Ethan's trial began June 19, 2023, in a Nassau criminal court, under heavy scrutiny from journalists, embassy officials, and legal observers. He was charged with Sophia's murder and pleaded not guilty. His defense argued the death was unintentional, lacking direct evidence of murder. Prosecutors painted Ethan as a calculated killer who fled to evade justice. The prosecution built a timeline, with resort staff testifying to the couple's strained dynamic. Sophia's tour guide recalled her hinting at issues without specifics. Forensic experts confirmed Sophia's injuries were from a heavy object, though no weapon was found. Blood in the bathroom matched Sophia, and Ethan's DNA was on her clothes and under her nails. Her phone video and texts to friends, expressing unease about Ethan's behavior, were shown in court. Financial records revealed Ethan's $5,000 withdrawal, suggesting premeditation. The defense countered that the money was for travel expenses, not a crime, and called the evidence circumstantial, noting no murder weapon was found. Ethan testified, admitting to an argument over finances that turned personal. He claimed Sophia slipped in the bathroom, hit her head, and he panicked, fleeing instead of calling for help. Medical experts disputed this, saying her injuries indicated a deliberate blow, not a fall. The prosecution challenged Ethan's story, questioning his flight to Freeport under a false name and discarded phone. Sophia's parents, present in court, were emotional during the video and text evidence. Their attorney said, "This trial is about giving Sophia a voice." After 2 weeks of testimony, the jury deliberated for 48 hours. On June 30, 2023, Ethan was found guilty of second-degree murder, not premeditated murder, reflecting serious intent but not planning. He showed no emotion. Sentencing was set for July 7. Prosecutors highlighted the crime's severity and Ethan's flight, while the defense sought leniency, citing his clean record and regret. Ethan told the court, "I never meant for this. I lost control and panicked. I'm sorry to Sophia's family and everyone who loved her." Sophia's parents, via their attorney, said no sentence could bring her back but hoped it would deter future violence. The judge sentenced Ethan to 23 years, balancing the crime's nature and his flight. He was transferred to a prison outside Nassau. The U.S. Embassy monitored his conditions, ensuring his rights were upheld. Sophia's remains were returned to Cincinnati for a memorial attended by friends and colleagues, who remembered her warmth and dedication. Her death left a void. The case sparked talks on domestic conflict and mental health. Sophia's family started a foundation in her name to support domestic violence victims and young couples. The Bahamas reviewed resort safety protocols, urging earlier guest checks. The U.S. Bahamian collaboration was praised. Ethan, now in his 30s, faces decades in prison. Public reactions varied. Some saw a cautionary tale, others debated the trial's fairness. For those close to the couple, the tragedy lingered, a reminder to address relationship stress early. Sophia's legacy lives on through her work, her loved ones, and the awareness her story brought to healthy relationships.